personnel as a tragic event while saluting their courage and sacrifice to the nation. In a related development, the president also directed the armed forces to seek and arrest the bandits who inflicted this casualty. Still on matters of concern, the president, and this time talking about the Economic Community of West African States, President Muhammadu Buhari says Nigeria is working closely with ECOWAS to deal with insecurity in the West Africa region, as well as implementing strategies to contain the spate of unconstitutional changes in government. The president remarked on Thursday while receiving letters of credence from ambassadors of Switzerland, Sweden, the Republic of Ireland, the Kingdom of Ireland, the Republic of Senegal, and the Republic of South Sudan at the State House in Abuja. He called for cooperation and collaboration from the countries to overcome challenges in West Africa. In a related development as well, President Muhammadu Buhari also acknowledged the support of the respective countries in his administration's campaign to deal with the challenges of insecurity such as kidnapping, banditry, terrorism, drugs, and human trafficking, as well as the threats posed by environmental challenges resulting from climate change in the Lake Chad region. Responding on behalf of his colleagues, the ambassador of Switzerland assured the Nigerian president that they will exercise their functions as ambassadors extraordinary and plenipotentiary with dedication to the best of their knowledge and belief, and for the mutual benefit of the countries, and wishing Nigeria peaceful, free, and fair elections. The ambassadors extended their goodwill to the president on his remaining days in office. And now let's find out what Nigerians are facing now. Nigerians were racing against time on Wednesday as the final deadline for the collection of their permanent voters card, that is the PVC, edged closer ahead of presidential and National Assembly elections. The PVC acts as identification to vote in the upcoming general elections. Nigeria's electoral body, the Independent National Electoral Commission, that is the INEC, released a window in December for the last phase of collection of the cards before the elections. The INEC said there was a surge of young Nigerians seeking to register for their voters' cards ahead of the elections.
Pick up my PV because I have to be patriotic Nigeria. Because frankly speaking, over the years, it has been a situation of us not being very effective on our voting, and that has been affecting our society negatively. And in this time, we really have to put all effort to see that we are part of the decision makers of those that lead our country.
In December, electoral officials expressed concerns about millions of uncollected voters' cards across the country. The INEC had reported that over 6 million Nigerians were yet to receive their cards. Nigerian lawyer Damilola Adelowo criticized the INEC over how it has handled the distribution of the cards.
I got here, I had an email from INEC and a text from INEC asking me to come here to pick up my card. I got here, waited for 2 hours on the queue. Eventually got to my turn, checked, they looked for my card, they said, oh, apologies, your card was omitted. I said, what does that mean? They mean INEC did not print it, they omitted to print your card. And I asked, okay, so what do I do? How do I follow up? They said, write your name and we'll call you. I said, is there anything else I can do? They said, no, we'll call you. And that was it. I think that's grossly unfair. And I was not the only person that this happened to in this place.
In a related development, the presidential and National Assembly elections in Africa's most populous country are scheduled for February 25, while the governorship and state assembly elections are set to hold on March 11. The Federal Capital Territory Police Command, that is the FCT, has launched a manhunt after gunmen suspected to be kidnappers killed one man, Benjamin Ogundare, and kidnapped 2 others identified as Goodluck Ogundare and Janet Ogundare in the Ushava community in the Buhari Area Council of Abuja on Wednesday. According to newsmen, it was gathered that the gunmen attacked an apartment behind a primary school, shooting sporadically between 1 a.m. and 1:30 a.m. on Wednesday. Confirming the incident, the FCT PPRO Josephine Ade said on Wednesday, January 11, at about 6:00 a.m., The police control room received a distress call from armed hoodlums stormed Ushafa village via the Buhari Area Council of the FCT. In a related development, the victim was rushed to the hospital where he was confirmed dead by a doctor. An aggressive hunt and rescue mission has been launched on the tails of the hoodlums while investigation continues. When we return, news from other parts of Africa. Stay with us. Always a delight to have you back. Welcome back to The World Now at Foreign Hills TV. This time, let's take it to Uganda. And in Uganda, the promoter of a deadly New Year's Eve event and the concert MC appeared in court. They were granted bail after the hearing by the Makindye Magistrates Court. Promoter Abi Musinguzi and MC Elvis Francis Juuku remain charged with crimes including count of neglect. Speaking outside the Kampala courtroom, the defense lawyer Erias Lukwago, Ugandan lawyer and politician, gave more details.
They were arraigned on 13 counts of causing death or injuries to several people on account of being negligent and indulging in what they called rash act. So basically those are the charges. So each victim constituted a count. That's why they are many.
According to Newsman, it was reported that 3 people were detained over the tragic incident. Elias Lukwago called for an impartial application of the law.
Not to get justice with the selective application of the law we are witnessing here. They will not get justice with the police coming up with the trumped up charges against the weak. The weak, that is Abitex and his co-accused. And they will not get justice as long as the owner of the premises is being shielded away from the long arm of the law, together with the manager and all the police officers who are on duty. So basically that is our call, that is our demand.
The deputy police spokesman said that more suspects, including the mall owner proprietor, had been summoned to appear before the investigating team and would be arrested if they failed to comply. In a related development, Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni offered the families of the deceased Ugandan shillings, that is 1,340, with funeral expenses. And now let's take it to DR Congo. According to the DR Congo government, Kinshasa on Wednesday accused the Rwanda President Paul Kagame of instrumentalizing for political purposes Congolese refugees. Civilians were killed in this village in the east of the DRC by M23 North Kivu in recent months. Rwanda is accused of supporting this rebellion, which it continues to deny. And moving away to other parts of the world, let's have you know the Chinese police have arrested a man who drove a car into pedestrians in Guangzhou, killing 5 people and injuring 13 others. The incident has sparked widespread public outrage, with many accusing the man of deliberately targeting people. Police have detained a 22-year-old man and launched an investigation. The crash took place on Wednesday during the evening rush hour at a busy junction in a southern city of 19 million. The incident has sparked public anger, with many expressing sorrow that it happened in the lead-up to Chinese New Year, a time for family reunions. And now let's get on to Russia and have you know the President Vladimir Putin has removed Russia's top commander in Ukraine just 3 months after he was installed. Chief of the General Staff Valery Gerasimov will now lead what Putin terms a special military operation, while General Gerasimov replaces the Sergei Surovikin, who has overseen recent brutal attacks in Ukraine's energy infrastructure. According to Newsman, the reshuffle comes as Russians claim they are making progress in eastern Ukraine after suffering a series of military defeats in recent months, which Russia launched its invasion into Ukraine on 24 February. Shortly after he was appointed to lead the operation in October, Russia began its campaign to destroy Ukraine's energy infrastructure, leaving millions of Ukrainian civilians without power or running water for extended periods in the depths of the winter. He also oversaw Russia's withdrawal from the southern city of Kherson, a major success for the Ukrainians. Russia's defense ministry said the decision to replace General Surovikin was aimed at organizing closer contact between different branches of the armed forces and improving the quality and effectiveness of the management Russia forces. But the move has been seen by some as a sign that he may have gained too much power. And now let's take you to the U.S. and have you know that the U.S. Health Department extended the COVID-19 pandemic status as a public health emergency, allowing millions of Americans to continue receiving free tests, vaccines, and treatments. The emergency was first declared in January 2020 when the coronavirus pandemic began and has been renewed each quarter since then. It was due to end this week, but hundreds of people are a day to continue to die from the coronavirus in the United States, that is the U.S., according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, that is the CDC. Furthermore, officials of Biden administration had said in November that the possibility of a winter surge in COVID cases and the need for more time to transition to a private market for the sale of tests, vaccines, and treatments were two factors that contributed to the decision not to end emergency status in January. When it expires, private insurance and government health plans will take on COVID healthcare costs for most Americans. Now let's take it to business. From the business desk on the world now at 4, the deposits by Nigerian banks rose by 6.92 trillion naira from 36.13 trillion naira as of the end of October 2021 to 43.05 trillion naira in the corresponding period of 2022. The Deputy Governor, Financial System Stability Directorate, that is the CBN, Aisha Ahmad, said, notably, total assets rose to 69.67 trillion naira in October 2022 from 57.3 trillion naira in October 2021, while total deposits rose to 43.05 trillion naira from 36.13 trillion naira over the same period. Total credit also increased by 5.32 trillion naira to 28.81 trillion naira between end of October 2021 and end of October 2022, with significant growth in credit to manufacturing, general commerce, and oil and gas sectors. According to reports, the continued credit expansion, particularly to output-enhancing sectors, is expected to further support economic activities. However, sustained regulatory vigilance is required to mitigate any potential crystallization of credit risk in the financial system in view of financial systems' lingering macroeconomy risk. She said sustained implementation of the policy on GSI and effective credit risk management policies by the banks were useful in that regard, while recent initiatives of the central bank, such as the Naira redesign, were expected to enhance monetary policy transmission via the banking system. In a related development, a member of the MPC, Shonubi Folashudun, said the banking system had remained resilient so far in 2022, even as it continued to grapple with effects of a challenging macroeconomic environment on businesses. The price of household kerosene, also known as cooking kerosene, skyrocketed over 100% in 1 year. Latest data from the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, that is the NBS, for November showed average retail price of kerosene per liter rose by about 146% from 441 naira in November 2021 to 1,083 naira per liter in the corresponding period last year. The report indicated that average retail price per liter was 4% higher on a month-on-month basis in November 2022 compared to 1,041 naira recorded in October. According to NBS, average retail price for refilling a 12.5 kilogram cylinder of liquefied petrol gas increased by 1.3% on a month-on-month basis from 10,050 naira in October 2022 to 10,180 naira in November 2022. On a year-on-year basis, it rose by 39% from 7,308.06 naira in November 2021. The Bureau will release statistics for December in January 2023. Just like diesel, The household kerosene has been deregulated by the federal government chairman, Major Oil Marketers Association of Nigeria, Olumide Adeosun, and advised the federal government to implement a phased deregulation of the downstream sector to cushion the adverse effect of a sharp rise in the prices of fuel, especially the premium motor spirit, also known as petrol. And now let's quickly take you to the world of sports, as that's coming up in a short bit. Don't go away.